December 8, 1941. It was the feast of the Immaculate Conception of Mary, the Mother of Christ, the day in which the Lord chose Mary to become the Blessed Virgin Mother of his Son, preserving her intact from the stain of original sin and therefore from the punishment of death. The day started at the crack of dawn. It was a holy day of obligation observed by all good Catholics. The entire family, including servants, faithfully went to church to hear Mass and to receive the Lord's blessings. After breakfast, Chiquita managed to slip away unnoticed and headed for the beach in search of seashells. She had prided herself on her collection of oddly shaped seashells, and today was an exceptional day, for her basket was brimming. Only the tiny grumblings in her stomach remind her that it's almost lunchtime. Her stride hastens as she imagines the crunchy fried chicken melting in her mouth. She stops momentarily to wade in the warm water to wash away the tiny beads of sand prickling in between her toes. Suddenly, she feels a chill in her bones as a cold wind appears from nowhere, creating tiny goosebumps on her bare shoulders. Darkness creeps into the skies, and the droning gust turns somber. She turns her head up into the sky to look for the rain clouds shrouding the last vestige of sunlight. Instead, she sees a sea of plains in perfect formation, emblazoned with the crimson symbol of the rising sun. Her mouth becomes parched as her heart sinks and her entire body becomes limp. Her hand loses its grip on her precious bucket, sending its contents crashing to the ground, smashing some of her newfound shells into pieces. The deafening sound of the town's sirens wails across the land, propelling her tiny feet to trample madly on the powdery sand. Like a bird fleeing from a nest of hornets, she dashes in the direction of her house, which is seemingly miles away. A booming sound stops her in her tracks, and she instinctively reaches for the ground. The thunderous explosions become more frequent, growing louder and closer by each sound. Chiquita covers her ears to drown out the sound, her heartbeat and shallow gasp for air melding with the blast. She tastes the salt of her tears as her mouth quivers uncontrollably. She hugs her knees tightly until her entire body feels like a block of wood. Suddenly, she feels the heat of the sun on her back, as if the rain clouds have disappeared. She looks up to see the clouds lifting, and for a moment or so, she wonders if it was all just a bad dream. But the piercing sounds of the sirens and the wails of the injured bring her back to reality. She wobbles as she stands and starts to run with only the thought of her beloved home. As she turns a corner toward the main road, she sees black smoke billowing from the heart of the town. The acrid smell of death becomes more palpable as she approaches her house. People of all ages scramble madly in all directions, either in search of help or their loved ones. Her thoughts are filled with dread as she prays to Mother Mary that her house be spared from carnage. Her heart stops when she sees her playmate's house as dark smoke swells from a hole on the roof. A wheelbarrow comes out of the smoke, laden with a man lying on top of it with blood and guts spilling out of his fat belly. It is her playmate's father, Mr. Cruz, his eyes staring up to the heavens with nary a movement. Chiquita presses her hand on her mouth as she feels the acid rising from the pit of her stomach. A high-pitched voice dispels her nauseous state as she hears her name. Chiquita! Chiquita, hija!
Just Rio! Run, hurry! I want you to be a good girl now. Go and sit with me, okay?
Yes, Mommy, I'm always a good girl, right?
Of course, sweetheart.
Oh, God, please take care of them.
I'm afraid. What are we going to do, Mama? What?
Stay calm, Iha. Stay calm. And pray, that's all we can do.
Yes.
Yes, Mio. Sometimes I could bring the child.
Mama, I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over Chiquita. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault, Iha. But dear God, what did I do to deserve such a...
Mama, please. I'll take better care of her from now on.
Diyos ko! Pagluluhan mo kami!
Papa!
Save us from the hell! Save from hell!
Hurry, hurry!
Judy! Where's Judy? Judy!
We'll buy you another doll, I promise.
It's not the same, Mama. It's not the same.
Chiquita, are you crazy?
Stop it now. Mama, everything's all right.
It's not all right. Chiquita, how could you do this? You're gonna get it from me.
No, Mama, let's deal with this later.
No, Papa. Don't you protect her. Not this time. Chiquita, how could you do this? Do you want us to get all killed? Is that it?
Mama, please, stop.
Why do you keep on doing this, Chiquita?
that-
Why? All you do is make trouble for everyone.
That's
I
enough,
wish you
Mama.
would.
That's enough.
Papa, why do you always do this? That's why this child is a spoiled rotten child.
That's enough.
You stole Judy! No, you left her on the sofa. Mommy! Liar! I wish you would go away. Forever. I wish your dad would get you. I wish you were dead.
That's enough.
But she stole my doll away.
That's enough.
Stole my doll away.
How could you do this, Chiquita? You are an ill-mannered child, and my daughter has never told a lie, nor done anything so horrid in her life. Consuelo, you should learn how to handle your daughter better this time.
Elisa, you have never failed to remind me that I am my father's daughter, a farmer's daughter. But may I remind you that you are a guest in my house, and you should give me that respect in my own house.
Your house? My great-grandmother owned this estate long before your grandfather started hauling
Elisa.
dung from her stable.
Elisa, that's enough.
And your great-grandmother was nothing more than a bishop's whore.
That's enough, both of you. You're acting like common fishwives.
Oh.
But Mommy.
Take your doll. Here.
Chiquita, if you can take care of your own doll, then you have no right to take it.
But Mama.
That's enough, Chiquita. Enough.